This morning on Daybreak, a task force in Springfield works to find new ways to help victims of sexual abuse.
And the effects of the ongoing trade war are being felt around the country. Our Hannah Zettel explains how people in Arkansas are being affected.
Plus, we wrap up our courageous conversation by looking at a local college that is training people for an industry that we rely on daily. That's all coming your way this morning here on Daybreak.
Morning, and thanks for starting off your week with us. It's Monday, May 20th. I'm Lauren Varnas.
And I'm Joe Morano. New week, time to get to the news. Do you have a good weekend?
I did. I'm more interested about hearing about your weekend, though.
Yeah, I had a nice delayed surprise birthday and Mother's Day party.
Did you pull off the surprise?
Nice. Pulled off the surprise, and all of the guests said, your mom really knows what's going on. I'm surprised you guys were able to do this. And my response was, yeah, how hard do you think it was to get away with stuff when I was a kid? Because my mom always knew what was going on. So, yeah.
Well, you had between then and now to come up with some strategy, so I'm happy you were able to pull it off.
Exactly.
Super sweet.
Fun nonetheless. And now back here, ready to get to work. And Lisa Rapp also very busy to start off this week, these first couple days, right?
Today and tomorrow could be some active severe weather days for us here. So keeping an eye out on that. But we're starting out this morning pretty quiet. Just a couple of clouds. Things are dry. You'll have sunshine as you head out the door. Temperatures are a little bit cooler now than they were yesterday, about 5 to 10 degrees cooler. We're starting out in the 50s. It's 50 in Springfield, 50 in Mountain Grove, 50 at Lake of the Ozarks, and 46 in Clinton. So a little bit of a cool start. We're going to be dry through most of the afternoon. I really don't think storms arrive to the west until dismissal. So I think we get off with a warm afternoon today, with showers and storms not arriving to the west until about dismissal time or later, 74 degrees. We have a flash flood watch in effect until 7 p.m. Tuesday for Springfield and counties to the west for heavy rain and flash flooding concerns. This is the severe risk for today. This is a high risk of severe weather, a 5 out of 5 for parts of Texas and Oklahoma, something very rare, and we don't see. A tornado outbreak will occur in Texas and Oklahoma today. Here locally, we're looking at a threat for severe weather mainly to the west, not as destructive as what we're looking at in Texas and Oklahoma, but something to keep an eye on. So we're going to talk about that, plus a threat for tomorrow. Details coming up in 10 minutes.
Making news now for you. In an effort to take on sexual assault in Springfield, a task force is working to come up with new ideas to help protect victims. Some members of this task force work with victims in sexual assault or domestic violence fields, or are just citizen advocates who are victims themselves. The focus of this task force is narrowed to things that City Council can directly address. Lisa Farmer with Harmony House explains the 3 specific areas that it will be focusing on.
We think we need more research. We have a lot of data out there, but it hasn't really been analyzed in a comprehensive fashion. So what does our local data about sexual assault tell us? What can we do to prevent or mitigate victim fallout? That's the second area. And then the third is education, community education and responder provider education.
The next task force meeting will be May 30th at the Bush Building, and it is open to the public.
Tonight's City Council meeting is happening, and we're expecting Council to vote on 3 big topics. The first is a substitute medical marijuana issue, looking at zoning regulations for medical marijuana facilities in Springfield. Secondly, the Eden Village rezoning request, which aims to rezone 5 acres of property on West Division for an Eden Village expansion. And third, changes to strengthen chronic nuisance property abatement to enhance recovery costs.
Some more local news for you. A candlelight vigil was held last night to honor a mother and her 4 children who died in a car crash last week. 30-year-old Radiance Wright and her children all died in a crash in Miller County. They were driving to Springfield to attend graduation ceremonies for a family member. The children were ages 8, 4, 3, and 7 months old. The family is planning funeral services in both Columbia and Springfield. A GoFundMe page has been set up to help with those funeral costs.
The Springfield African American Read-In is working to expand the presence of arts in our local community. Telling a People's Story is the first major museum exhibition devoted to the art that found within African Americans' children's book. The exhibit is currently on display at MSU as a way to celebrate the 10th anniversary of Springfield African American Read-In. Executive Director for the Regional Arts Council, Leslie Forrester, says the arts make it easier to connect communities.
We want to be able to see people who look like us, who represent us, who are truly speaking a language that we can relate to. And that applies to people of all ages. Kids want to see superheroes that are like them. But it also gives those of us who might be of a different culture an opportunity to learn about somebody else.
Forrester says the council's mission is to transform lives and enrich the community through the arts. The Telling a People's Story exhibit will be on display at Missouri State until later this week. Moving on to your political coverage, over the weekend, President Trump announced changes in the trade war with China, which will impact many states.
That's right. So this morning, Hannah Zettel joins us with how lifted tariffs will affect Arkansas.
That's right, Lauren. That's right, Lauren and Joe. Last week, President Trump announced the U.S. is lifting some tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada. Trump administration announced $200 billion in new tariffs on Chinese goods, China responding with $60 billion in tariffs on American goods only 3 days later. That includes steel and aluminum. The move clears a key hurdle from the Trump administration's replacement for NAFTA, but the ongoing U.S.-China trade war is still leading to major setbacks for many Americans, including farmers in Arkansas. With the 2020 election inching closer every day, members of both parties are aware this will be a key issue when voters cast their ballot.
But when you're direct harm on an industry that is already at its low, that's already suffering other issues, to pile this on top of it, and it being Arkansas's #1 industry, our leaders in Washington need to stand up and go, look, this is the bread and butter of our state. We're going to have to break free on that and fight, and I don't see any of them doing it.
We'll hear from the other side next hour, but for now, the president and members of Congress who support the tariffs say farmers understand his position and are willing to wait it out.
All right, Hannah Zettel reporting this morning. Still up for you here on Daybreak. College grads in Atlanta get a big surprise at their commencement ceremony.
And 2 major phone companies are working on the details of a merger. That's all in your Money Watch up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Lauren Barnes, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Elisa Raffa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.